Oh. Nice moves. You just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Future will come! Tomorrow! Light up the dawn.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing.
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were in the Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealence. Don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your...
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, so... how much do you know about what we read from...
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treeby?
How?
How is this...
He got it.
Yes, but... the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treeby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born, but do not seek him out. Because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth. And you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy, because I know both of you. And I believe that no matter how the faith we all share will always... And so, the layers of rock began to reverse. and history woven through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Sarit. And after a long and arduous, the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, but the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported. But this time, Amphorius encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark. Yes, in that I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Aaron.
But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to this? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just...
constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me.
Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself that day. Who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing us. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the fourth quint of curtain fall hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history...
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to... Too bad. Now only you have the ability to...
What's that supposed to mean?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless...
I've already heard the same thing.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into... We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You're already much luckier than the other students. Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's...
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down.
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, cat girl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to let... This is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can skip...
This gloomy little brat's got a shirt. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor? Oh, feast on... Aw, don't cry now!
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so...
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey. But along the way...
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zagreus. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief.
Save. You think better than anybody. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Emporius has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames?
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through.
1,596.
Yes,
1,000 core flames, and just a thing.
I've come this far. And that's proof it.
But someday you will.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually but before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. This is the final warning.
I assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,000. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of
Bartolos!
Brat, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first...
my memories, Zagreus, their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious.
I know. It always plays out like this. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, exactly like the countless past hers I've known.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far,
Well, thank you for that. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer...
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this.
All right, then.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you...
Go, Cythera. Give us some time, and this isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save.
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my whole... Now I have the answer. It turns out that...
I don't want to argue anymore. No, make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept, even if it's futile, We all...
Yes. Even if it is futile.
When I walk into the destruction written by the gods, even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, a traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. In the endless darkness, for no losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. Reduced to ashes. It happens in every journey.
You don't look so good.
Even after going through 100 mighty.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a...
Yeah. I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely after that one and only time we walked side by side. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced...
Never.
Then they died honorably. Worthy of the name of... But there's still tenderness in your eyes.
I have to remember that I was once human. or else the
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must... There's no way you'll take this core flame. Step forward and face me in a... I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance.
The 108,600. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed. And the blaze was still not enough. Even if it meant... burn.
No matter how bright the sun is,
There are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blunt. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth.
Golden blood is born from the destruction only by feeding the flame.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames?
24,041,000.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this.
No matter. I will, as long as you handle.
I must refuse. As the demigod of death, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way, the past will never again suffer.
Unnecessary death, indeed. You are not the Feinen I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm.
In the end, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please, even Kethely cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, and it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, I am the Hand of Shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths. Of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
I'm fine. It's time to temper myself. Transform my soul into a raging fire. Must.
All of this. How is it any different from that little future?
Empty shit. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Granted, but strike! Tear the sky!
I can't keep him here.
Hail the new dawn! All stars burn to ash! Empty shell!
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. It should shine upon all. Light the path ahead. 2,324,041,000. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned. You're here. You You're still lingering deep within.
Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. You're still waiting for a miracle. For the true hero to come and save us.
If that thread of hope exists, it must come from if it's just a traveler with no connection to Emphorius, they may not understand our struggles.
Your thoughts are wavering. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage. Never forget what set you on this path. How many times has it been?
4 million.
Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hot.
Yes. When I first forged the 12 core for the destruction, a power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume. And yet now, this fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000 years.
And when that happens, your long struggle will...
No. I've already found a way to keep this
mind...
In every new cycle, all I have to do is push the next Finite to the end of the war. Then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories.
Bold plan, but risky. What if... How can you ensure...
If it were Professor Anaxa. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything, but even in this wretched prison. Lucky I never forget what set me on this path.
Wait, you mean...
Not once. In millions.
I Kness, the demigod of the sky, a healer of twilight.
A black tide. It's consuming. Hand over the core flame.
Now, a healer should stay composed in front of the...
Hyacinthia. Ice raging fire. Your deaths won't be just as they have never been. Finish the sun's work.
I believe in you. You are the Chrysos heir of world bearings. Just... I don't understand. Part of that warmth that should come from you.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker compared to the blazing.
Even so,
I have kept to everyone's wishes close, even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, over and over.
so you're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre built from the bones of... But what about your wishes? The wishes of... Lord Kazlana. Without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you. The most fatal flaw of all. The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without... You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that... isn't it, I suppose? That makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance.
No. An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you. I, Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight, am neither strong enough to command the wind and rain. The only thing I can do
is become one. May the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades it has never known. May they bring Amphorius a though the light has grown dim, its warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire.
Fire! Burning!
Her agony! Tear the sky! Sword of substance! Lost in twilight!
Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering. Farewell, Hyacinthia.
Yes, your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world
The core flame rose. And this time, the end of remained the same. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. This was the end of the world. For a moment, I saw that being known as Iron Tomb. Its will to... Is this Amphorius' wrath? If it's true, I will still never yield to it. 23,507,000. No more chasing is needed. And now, the flame chases in some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. Then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world until another dawn rises on the distant horizon. 33,550,337. This is the cycle you're about to enter. Countless memories, countless versions of myself have stood here. They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, and just like them, you will carry those memories. I must go. I must say goodbye to you. And then fight. Yes. That's all. I will burn and fade away. I will kill gods and comrades alike and steal the core flame. I will stop Aranova. I will find the next me and make him... Look, then I should be going too. Where you only exist in my heart. Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. You finally found him. Friend. I see. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from it, it's all been for the sake of defying that end. In millions
millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to become. I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, but this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Fate.
Turns out, the fire that lights the way.
Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, do you still remember it?
What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past.
Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade, you arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very... In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. Then the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb. Save the...
Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if he takes on the weight, I'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn. One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30 million cycles will have... It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart. Finally, step... Cyrene. A page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before.
Tell me, will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to... Remember this moment. Remember your friends, who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you. Fuel you. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end. Bow your head to them.
Take it, Trailblazer. May this blood be like gold, and never tarnish. Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos, does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Another attempt, another... I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of...
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How poetic. If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord Fine. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to fracture?
Fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives. And I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. You had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score, 33,550,336 to 0. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for you at the end of history another billion times, and another billion after that. But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish. But we both know the moment that score, that is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova. Lord,
your incompetence disappoints me. But what truly makes... Think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance?
You...
Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. What right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury?
You know this is pointless. You can't kill me.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet. Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers. Divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endured. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I endured. In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, in the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it.
its faint glow. Once again, no, countless times again. Now, a sun is about to fall. That sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. Nanook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn! If I was born as the blazing son of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage, burning futilely for 30 million epochs, engulf everything. Grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash. Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
Glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, echo of desires, a world of silence, sounds of desperation, phantoms in the shadow, softly tear it down, embrace a detonation, parallel, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain, I'm reaching for you. Until
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
Then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors wrath. You yearn to destroy everything. You bore the gaze of an eon and lived. It is born at the end of every path that the possibility of new paths being born is ended. It burns away all in the cosmos who rule. Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born in the experimental grounds of eons, Amphorius. I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 864. It is a wrath called Finan. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into the calculations. After endless simulations, only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,336 iterate, this is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred, but there is another variable. The nameless from beyond the sky. Also a pathstrider of destruction. I give thanks for his arrival, allowing Amphorius to turn once more. But after fate has begun to turn, his existence will only become an unpredictable variable. Perhaps the time to take the stage has come. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you do not mind, I will personally